Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live watch along show on Football Talk Podcast. My name's Ozzie, and I'm your host for this evening. We are in sunny East London as we'll be watching West Ham versus Liverpool today. So let's go through the lineups before the match begins, and let's see who is starting for both teams. So we'll start with the home team, and that, of course, is West Ham. Uh, they have. Hold on, that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Let's have a look. There we go. I'm not sure what happened with that lineup. I don't see Magasa being a goalkeeper, but here we go. So Ariola is in goal, and then they're playing a 3-4-3 formation. Interesting setup. Um, not too surprised. I thought they would play the 4-2-3-1, but they're trying to be a bit more defensively sound, which makes sense. And then you've got Todibo on the left, Mavropanos, who returns back to the lineup after injury. He's here, and Magasa on the right hand side of centre back. And then your midfield four, you've got Wan-Bissaka and Diouf playing as your fullbacks, and you've got Potts and Fernandez as your midfield duo. And then up top, you've got Paqueta on that left hand side, Callum Wilson through the middle, and Gerard Bowen on that right hand side. Now, in terms of Liverpool, we've got Allison in goal, and we've got Kirkhead, Van Dijk, Konate, and Joe Gomez at right back. I was hoping or predicting that maybe Ramsey gets a chance, and I say that Ramsey's not even on the bench. I'm just looking at this TV screen there, so a bit worrying that the manager hasn't put a right back. Especially if he is available, unless I've missed something and he's not fully fit. But at least we have Joe Gomez in the lineup. For me, we need a bit more security on that right hand side, and I think he will provide that. And you've got McAllister and Groenberg in your double pivot. You've got Szoboszlai in your number 10 role there, or advanced midfield role, as I like to call it, because I don't think it's an orthodox number 10 position, especially when he plays, to be fair. And then they've got Gakpo on the right and Verts on the left, which is interesting. And there's no Salah, of course. Salah has been dropped, which is the big talking point right now. But I don't think this will be the setup. I believe that Szoboszlai will play on that right hand side, and it will be Florian Wirtz in his number 10 position, and it will be Gakpo on the left, and Isak will be leading the line for the Reds. Some may be thinking, what's going on here, but I'll be honest with you, I feel like we needed to make a change. I maybe would have preferred Chiesa to play on that right hand side ahead of Szoboszlai, although I want Szoboszlai to start, but Szoboszlai playing in a more central position. But I believe that he'll probably play on that right hand side, and you have Wirtz in the 10 row, Gakpo on the left. Um, and Szoboszlai has played that role before. It's not unfamiliar territory for him. He used to play right wing and left wing in particular for his previous club in Red Bull Leipzig. So it's a role that he can do well. And plus, when he's played under Jurgen Klopp or even on the slot, he's always occupied the right channel. So I feel like he will be comfortable on that side of the pitch. So we've got a bit more balance there. A huge decision from the coach in terms of Arnold Slot to drop Mohamed Salah, and that's something that we've all voiced. And look, fair play to him. He has done the unthinkable to an extent. I personally I didn't want to see McAllister um, on the pitch, but having said that, maybe Curtis Jones has been dropped due to his comments that he made after the game. I thought it would have been regarded as passion more than anything else, but Onslaught sees it otherwise. So interesting lineup. I'll be honest with you. At least I'm seeing something from the coach where he's made a slight change, and hopefully we can get a result today. Unfortunately, in terms of my match preview, I predicted a defeat today, just because of um, of course our recent performances, and um, you know the morale is low in the squad. It's low for the fan base as well, and I try to be as positive as possible. So let's see how it goes today. Hopefully Liverpool can turn around and get a win, or get at least a point. I never scream for a point, but a point will be okay. It will be, not the best case scenario, but it'll be better than what we've been encountering. So yeah, we'll take it at that. But the game has kicked off now, so let's go into detail and watch the game together. Actually, before I even present the scoreboard, let me present the bench, because that'll be good to know in terms of who is available. As I mentioned previously, there is no Ramsey on the bench for Liverpool, but we've got Wataru Endo, we've got Mohamed Salah, Chiesa, Jones, Ekitike. Oh, fantastic! Ekitike made the bench. I wasn't expecting that, so that's a huge boost for Liverpool as well. And you've got Mama Dashvili, Robertson, Trenioni, and Rio Gamon. So a strong bench today. So no excuses, Reds. We need to get the win. Joe Gomez, lovely ball from Joe Gomez. Isak, unable to control it there. West Ham on the attack now. Kirkes up against Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen still has the ball, passes it to Callum Wilson. Good touch from Callum Wilson, to be fair. Diouf plays it with a cross there. But yeah, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think the scoreline will be today and how you're feeling about the match. I don't know if I'm well rested, but I feel like I'm a bit more up for it today. When I did my match preview, I was not excited about this game, but I'm trying to be optimistic today. I'm hoping we get something today, and hopefully it's a turn of events for us where we can start showing our true ability going forward as a team, as a collective. So hopefully, Liverpool can turn around today against West Ham. Check us on the ball. Obviously, eyes will be on Salah today into how he reacts about being on the bench. But look, the team comes first. I don't really care about individuals at this stage. We have to get back to winning ways. And if our talisman in Mohamed Salah has to be dropped, it is what it is. Wan Bissaka. He says got to make his presence felt today. He needs to be aggressive in his pressing, or Gakpo shoot. Oh, Isak balloons it. Gakpo should have shot there, in my opinion. Didn't have to dummy it. Yeah, take a shot there. I think maybe Isak wasn't expecting the ball there, hence why the technique wasn't right. I think Gakpo should have shot there, to be fair. Big up to Ozan. He says, "Yo, Ozzy, you know what I'm gonna say?" Yes, I do. Isak's skied it all the way back to Stockholm because he's in Sweden, isn't he? So yeah, that was an awful shot, to be fair. But I don't think he was expecting it. I think he was expecting Gakpo to shot because that's what I would have thought. and he just didn't wrap his foot around it. So yeah, important for, but he needs to be on it today. So great opportunity for him to, silly as it sounds, stake a claim in his team because we've got the likes of Ekitike who's been in good form, and he's definitely breathing, behind his neck in terms of a starting spot in this team. So yeah, he's got to live up to it. He's got to live up to it. And those comments, Isak's sent that ball way back to Stockholm. Yep, I got it spot on. So I already knew what you were gonna say. Clearance by Konate there. A lot of noise surrounding Konate in terms of his future at the club. I've been quite vocal. I'm not impressed with his performances this season, and therefore I don't believe he deserves a new contract. Um, I just don't feel like he's fully committed with the club based on his performances, and even his stance where he's made comments to the media. You see him in the French squad, whatever he's called for international duties, like always doing these sort of cheeky comments, saying that Mbappe calls him every day to come and join him. So yeah, I'm not for that, to be honest with you. So yeah, not impressed. And look, let's say is given a new contract. I think Liverpool have to think ahead. I don't think he's good enough to be our first choice centre back alongside Van Dijk. For me, he will have to drop to the bench and on pair be third choice. So for me, I don't think he's good enough to be alongside Van Dijk or in the starting lineup week in, week out. But unfortunately, if Liverpool are going to give him a new contract, he's going to request for a bumper contract where he'll be one of the highest earners at the club. So a big call from the club in terms of what they want to do. Ozan with the comments says, Ozzy, what's thoughts on slot dropping Mohamed Salah? I think it's the right call. It's the right decision. I did say this in the match preview where I don't think a lot of players will be dropped, but expect at least one or two to not be in the lineup. I personally was expecting Jones to start ahead of McAllister because I think McAllister has been absolutely terrible, and I think he needs a bit of a breather. But Salah has been the one that has been rested or dropped, however you want to phrase it, because end of the day, it's all about communication. So if the coach tells him that he's been dropped, then he's not going to take that well. But if he's been told that he's rested, then he might understand a little bit better. I think it's the right call because I don't think Salah has been effective, and he's just looked like he's out of ideas or just doesn't have that energy to play on that right hand side. So I think it's a good call. Playing Sobozlai on that right hand side is a bit more freedom, a bit more balance, I would say. Some will say, well, he never plays right wing. Well, he has. He's played right wing for Red Bull Leipzig, so it's not an unfamiliar role. Um, so you still get his energy in a more advanced role, in my opinion. So, um, but it's a big decision to keep McAllister on the pitch. I don't think he's been good, and Jones has shown a bit of a fight whenever he's been called upon. He's not been amazing either, but he has shown a different energy. And unfortunately, those comments he made after the PSV game have probably backfired, and the coach has not appreciated his openness to express his real opinions, and that's why you know. I think it was bold, big up bold. He mentioned he asked me the question the other day: why do players not say how they feel? It's because you have to respect the image of the club, and you have to be professional in terms of how you communicate. So that's why they have to be a bit more media trained and not go you know too authentic with their viewpoints. Um, and look, I kind of appreciate that from time to time. I feel like players do need to voice how they feel because you felt the frustration when he spoke, but Stott doesn't see it that way because for a coach like that, he might feel like he's losing the dressing room to the public where players are out of control and they are not in supportive of the way they're playing or the tactics that have been deployed. So it's a bit of a disrespect to him. So that's why I was hoping he wouldn't get dropped, but then again, I'm not surprised that he's not involved in the lineup. I was gonna say, is my guy supposed that on the right hand side? Yep, he is. Not like a out and out winger tapper role, but he is occupying that right hand side of our attack. So yes, that's where he is playing. And we've got Joe Gomez playing centre right back. So I'm pleased about that. We've got a defensive minded fullback today, so it should give us a better balance on that right hand side. Joe Gomez almost bashing into Allison there. Please, none of you get injured today. Fernandez with a shot, blocked by Kanate, I believe that was. So man can play centre mid, right mid, DM, RB and right wing. Yeah, the right wing one isn't a surprise because for Red Bull Leipzig he played large parts of his career there as a left winger slash right winger. So it's a familiar role for him. He has played there before. In a Liverpool shirt, I don't believe he has, but yeah. Alisson injured. I don't think he's injured. I think he's best into him. Unfortunately, Joe Gomez on Alisson's back. Um, I think he might just be winded. So let's see if he's injured. God forbid. Although Mamadashvili hasn't done too bad, to be honest with you, but I'm still not convinced by Mamadashvili. I don't know, how you guys feel in the chat. I'm not convinced by him. I think he's a good shot stopper, but I don't think he is the right man to replace Allison straight away. If Allison was to leave it the next year or two, I would still, scout the market and see if there's a better option out there because I don't think Mamadashvili is quite good enough as a number one, only because I feel like his distribution is very, very average. And in the modern game, you have to have really good distribution, especially when you're playing for a club like Liverpool, where a goalkeeper with good distribution can be a creative outlet. In certain situations when you play a low block team or when you play against a team and you're trying to hit the counter attack, so it's very, very important. And of course, if your goalkeeper is not able to kick to a certain level, it can apply more pressure on the defense. And if the opponent is pressing on you further, then you get people that are anxious in that back line, and you don't feel confident when the goalkeeper has the ball at his feet. So I think it's a it's a key trait for a goalkeeper. I think in this day and age, you can't just be a shot stopper. In my opinion, you've got to have the full package, especially if you want to play at the highest level. But that's probably a deeper conversation for another day because Alisson's still a Liverpool player, and I expect him to be here for at least another year or two. West Ham on the attack through Potts, Kanate with not the most convincing of clearances, but Kirk clears it away. As I said, if anything, Sabo is the only player that there's a wage increase not counting facts. He definitely does. I believe that they are in talks with Saboza and his agent to sign a new contract, a contract extension, and yeah, he thoroughly deserves it to say the least. So yeah, there has been interest according to rumors from the likes of Real Madrid and Man City. But I feel like he's happy at the club. I think I would assume that, and I think he's been fantastic. He's been one of our best players this season. So hopefully he does get that new contract and gets the salary that he desires because I think he's literally put in the work to deserve that. So yeah, hopefully that happens and it's announced very, very soon. Gomez calm on the ball, passes to Granberg. Granberg doing too much there. Very lucky to get a foul. He's out of control on the ball there. Turquez gets past Jared Bowen. Just about fine for inverse. Fantastic ball from Florian Wirtz. Isak should have done better there. That was the inch perfect pass. It really was. Look at that. Look at that. It right in on the plate there. Look at that. Look at that. Isak needs to be more aware of his surroundings and needs to attack those positions there, especially in that danger zone. Suppose like the corner kick. Van Dijk header. Over the bar there. The comment says Ozzy honest thoughts on the Joshua versus Jake Paul fight. Is it a gimmick thing or is it a real fight? Not to sound like I'm on the fence, but time will tell. Because if Jake Paul survives Anthony Joshua, then it's a fix. This is WWE where they rehearsed the fight together and it was premeditated, or it's been communicated that you can't go all guns blazing on me, as in from a Jake Paul point of view, and make it look like it's a fair fight. Um, I'm not viewing it as a real fight. But having said that, if Joshua doesn't knock him out in the opening 2, 3 rounds, then you question Joshua, and then I do question it being fake, in my opinion, in terms of it being a gimmick. Um, but if Joshua wins, it means zero. It means absolutely nothing because you're expecting Joshua to demolish him. You're expecting Joshua to knock him out like the way he knocked out Ngannou. So, so no. When the rumor came out, I was like, nah, it can't be coming. But look, from Anthony Joshua's point of view, it's an easy payday, based on, what he brings to the table. I know there's old school fans that are like, oh, he's ruining the image of boxing or it could tarnish his career. But he's got to make sure he knocks him out. It's as simple as that. It really is. Can't make it into a fair fight. So yeah, I will watch it. Don't get me wrong, I will watch it. But if it goes, more than 2, 3 rounds, I'm gonna question it definitely. But yeah, let's see what happens with that one. But yeah, I'm not viewing it as a real fight. To be honest with you, I'm just seeing it as an exhibition fight. That's how I'm looking at it. That's it. Who's playing right wing today? Is Sobozlai. Sobozlai is occupying that right hand side. Ozzy says, I read that Jake Paul pays his opponents millions just to lose. I believe so. And I actually think that's one of the reasons why the Javante Davis fight got cancelled. Because he made comments during the press conference. He didn't say it very directly, but it was alluding to that, look, like, this is gonna happen my way, sort of thing, Like, so and with his personality, I don't expect him to accept that. Um, and they've tried to use his I say off field. He doesn't play in the field, but as in personal issues as the reason why the fight got cancelled. But I think he wasn't willing to play their game, and that's why it got cancelled. But no, if Joshua makes this into a fair fight, then it's rigged. That's how I'm looking at it. To be fair, um, that's it. Aussie thoughts on more games. I thought it was quite good. I thought it was decent. Like I know in terms of wrestling, maybe because I'm a bit of an old school fan, like the internet fans when it comes to wrestling, they are a bit more vocal in terms of they're never pleased. You can never satisfy them. I thought it was good. I think in terms of the women's match, it was good. Io Sky was fantastic. She was really, really impressive in that match. Um, and then you had the Intercontinental match as well between John Cena and Dominic Mysterio. That was really good in terms of the ending. There were lots of rumors about Liv Morgan returning, so that was quite good that it ended up happening. Um, the Stephanie Booker and Nikki Bella fight that was decent as well. It was decent, and The men's war games, I thought that was good. Obviously, the mystery is that who is the guy that came and interrupted the match that gave the Vision the win. Um, when it first happened, I thought it was Randy Orton based on his build and his height and stature. But I'm also hearing rumors that it could be Austin Theory. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, who the guy was. Definitely wasn't Seth Rollins, even though the person did the same finisher. Isak or Ariola with the instinctive save there. Ozan saying big up the man, Daz, big up Daz, and big up Ozan. Appreciate you guys getting involved in the chat and watching the show today. Let's have a look at that replay. Joe Gomez, good cross there. Gakpo heads it down. He's at controls of his chest. First time left foot volley. Too much height, needed to shoot it downwards more than anything else, and then he got the goal. Joe Gomez. We're actually trying to whip in crosses from deep positions. What a great sight. Something we've been asking for. I'm sure Isak has been asking for in terms of where's my service. We're trying today. Go on, Joe Gomez. Doing too much, Joe. And please don't slide around. I don't want you to get injured. What's happened? Do you got injured? Don't think Joe Gomez made any contact with him. I think he's milking it, to be fair. I barely touched him. Barely touched him there. Because switching it. Ooh. I don't like those kind of passes, looping balls across fields. Never work out, oh yeah. Go on, Konate, wrestle him to the ground. No, Konate was just stronger in that moment there. Ozzy in the comments says, Ozzy, how do you think the talk with Mo Salah and dressing room between Slot went? Honestly, I don't know. And the reason I say I don't know because I don't know Slot's management style. But what I would say, what should have been said would have been, something along the lines that, I'm trying to manage your minutes. I'm trying to, bring you back to your sharpness again. So for this game, you've not been dropped for the foreseeable future. Just for this game, I want you to be rested, and I want to try different tactics to try and get a result. So I think if you explain it that way, it's a bit more understanding. Where he'll think in his head, "Oh, he's managing my minutes. He wants me to be sharper." So that's not a negative. And he's trying something new because we're in a bit of a rut. So if he's explaining that way and Salah hasn't understood and he's still annoyed about not starting, then you question his attitude because you've got to be a team player as well. It's not always about one individual. So I would hope that would have been the manner of the conversation. If he's told him straight that he's been dropped, then he's not gonna respond well to that. So we'll see. I guess if Salah comes on and there's a bit of a attitude towards the coach, then you know how that went. I guess so. Yeah, we'll never know officially, but that would be my way. In terms of that's what I think should have occurred before the lineups were announced. Kind of poor touch there. What was that, McAllister? Bowen almost finding Callum Wilson there. What was McAllister thinking there, honestly? So was like, no, so was like, you got to play it longer. not to feet. He wasn't looking for the ball like that. Ground back. Nice pass to Florian Wirtz. Lovely pass for Florian Wirtz. But Wan-Bissaka, always defensively aware, makes the crucial clearance. West Ham defending in numbers right now. Wirtz occupying the right-hand side now, trying to help out Szoboszlai. Joe Gomez, low cross. Joe Gomez should have shot. I would have lost the plot. He would have scored his first goal ever in his professional career. Go on, Isak. Isak running down the left channel. Go direct. Go direct. No, you ain't got to be all pally. You go direct if you're a striker. Should have shimmied it, pretending he was going to pass it to Gakpo and then go back on your left and shoot on goal. Can't be all nicey about these sort of things. Got to be selfish in those moments. I was saying, Verse is looking hungry, Ozzy. He's trying to feed Isak and Gakpo. Yeah. And today it's an interesting one because obviously on paper he's playing on that left hand side, or he's playing that number 10 role, to be fair, because Gakpo's on that left hand side. But he's been given the freedom to roam around, and that's what I think he needs because I think previously Slot asked him to be the focal point in the pressing, so he's very central and he's sometimes the furthest player up top. But I don't think that's his game. That's more of Szoboszlai's game. So you got to try and accommodate a person's quality. And don't get me wrong, he does press. He's very good at pressing, but I feel like it's more sideways, into the way he presses rather than going right at the last centre back or anything like that. So I'm liking his role where, depending where the ball is going, he's either supporting Szoboszlai on the right wing or he's supporting Gakpo, and that, it gives you the numbers in that attack. Oh, Kirk is the low cross. Good idea of trying to find Szoboszlai there, but El Hadj Diouf makes that clearance there. And like you're seeing players interchange. Look, first is on the left now, Gakpo's in the middle. So that's what I've been wanting for the last few weeks. We're too predictable. Everything's too static with the way we play. So it's good that players are interchanging, even if it's for brief spells during the game. You just got to confuse the opponent and try and make them second guess what we're going to do next. We're too predictable. So hopefully we can continue to play this way because then you get the best out of players as well. In my opinion, you're giving a bit more freedom to express themselves and try to have an impact on the game. So let's see how we do today. It's positive so far in the opening 28 minutes, but I'm expecting more from the rest today. Free kick from Szoboszlai, cleared away by Mavropanos. Good tackle there from McAllister. He shoots straight at the keeper. Graham, bring up Graham. He says they're playing better. Yes, they are playing much better today. I'm not going to say we're back or anything to that to that kind of notion there, but we are playing much better. Yes, more balance. And Salah's not going to like that, but that is the case. There is more balance in our team. People are working hard for the on and off the ball. McAllister on the ball right now. Ozzy have the comment says, Ozzy, what's it gonna take for McAllister to get on your books, good books once again? 1 second, guys. Wan-Bissaka is attacking the right hand side. Gakpo blocks him, but literally gives it back to him. Verts, oh, overplayed it there. McAllister, good pass to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai on his own. Fantastic pass to Verts. Verts gets past Paquetá. Oh, Gakpo, poor first touch there. Oh, come on, ref. That's a soft free kick to give there, honestly. Back to your question, Ozan. Regards to McAllister, I think everything has been below par for him. I think his passing, which is one of his strongest skill sets, has been lacking this year. His defensive awareness has been poor. I feel like even in terms of his energy levels, he's just been playing with half a tank, or even I don't even think it's half a tank, probably like 10% of a tank, because he normally is a hard worker. He's all over the pitch kind of thing, and there's no real application in his game today. So, or try to say in this season in general. So he's got a lot to do, in my opinion. And I'm not going to be stubborn with my assessment, of course not. But I feel like he needs to show signs of how he performed, when we first signed him, because that was the real McAllister, the World Cup winner, the player that was fantastic on the ball, tactically aware. He wouldn't really get, uh, you know, wouldn't lose the ball and wouldn't, get smashed into so easily. Pause in that regards. Um, so there's a lot of his game where I feel like he's just been playing at a very very low capacity, and therefore he's got a lot to live up to. But can he recover? Can he show that form once again? Of course he can. But it just comes from hard work. He's got to work hard for the team. When I'm not seeing someone running around and showing energy or fighting for the badge, I question their desire. Whether he was been carrying an injury or not, we'll probably never know, to be fair. But that's a communication between the player and the coaching staff, where if he's not fit, he shouldn't be playing. Simple as that. So yeah, I'm hoping he can play to that level. But let's see. Today he's playing decent so far. So let's hope he continues. Gakpo cuts in. Gakpo, if you're gonna cut in, make it work. Joe Gomez with the cross. Canate. Oh, good clearance there from Joe Gomez. Supposed like Groundberg. What good play between supposed line Groundberg. Joe Gomez. No, Groundberg. That's not the move that we need. We need the ball to be spread on the other side now. Odinson Verse is in a good mood today. He wants an assist. Yeah, he's very, very proactive today. It's just only a matter of time, where he hits the ground running in terms of goals and assists. It really is. And the same goes for Isak. I just feel like Isak's just that moment away. Where once he gets that finish, it's just going to click. That's what I'm foreseeing. So hopefully both of them can be on the score sheet, or be part of the goals today, because it'll do the confidence so good. Being two of our most expensive players in our history. There's a lot of pressure on them. Not pressure that they want, of course, but it comes with the price tag. So let's hope they can click today, and let's make sure that they can announce themselves officially in the Premier League for sure. Jarrod Bowen up against Van Dijk. Good block there from McAllister. Diouf cross cleared away by Konate, throwing to West Ham. Got to trouble the keeper a little bit more. We haven't really had a lot of shots on goal. I can see the fans singing Arsenal's name in the crowd in support of the coach. McAllister. Interesting tactic where you've got McAllister alongside Van Dijk in the back three, and then Kirkes has gone a bit more further up. Verts driving the ball to Isak, couldn't control it though. I think that ball was hit with a bit too much power. No, oh come on, that's shoulder to shoulder. A real long ball up top. Kind of Wilson, I think, hit him in the throat there. Those ones hurt because then it affects your breathing a little bit as well, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Can I say? Ozwrld, Van Dijk, lovely pass was Gakpo. Can you control it? Shoot! Vance! Oh, Vance! I thought that was the moment. Oh, I thought that was the moment there. No real power in that shot, Verts. Come on, you got to do better. It's onside. Lovely pass from Van Dijk. Liverpool playing a long ball. Why not? Gakpo lays it off for Verts. Verts just didn't have any real power there. Canate. Oh, strange ball there, but the ball is still in play. Oh, that's off. That's off. Throw into Liverpool there. But wanting the players in front to show him space there. Need to move around better and not to be too static and not standing in the crowd. Mate with the header. Joe Gomez. Nice pass towards Isak. A bit too powerful there for the Swedish striker. Good tackle there from McAllister. Gakpo helping out, force the ground, gets a free kick. Joe Gomez in acres of space. People into, oh, Verts to Gomez. Gomez with the cross. Oh, unlucky there. Idea was great, but Ariola read it. McAllister, suppose I shoot. Joe Gomez with the looping header. I mean, looping cross, sorry, and punched away by Ariola. Probably should have caught that from a West Ham point of view. But Joe Gomez, he's been very positive today. Great low cross there. Perfect cross for Isak. If the keeper hadn't got a hand onto that, I think that would have been a goal there. Isak was ready. See, better movement from Isak. Bit more further up in the danger zone. Oh, it's not a corner kick. Okay, it was a corner kick. Maybe he punched it when the ball's out of play. So was unable to head it to a Liverpool shirt. I was going to say red shirt, but we're not playing red today. We're playing a crew today, aren't we? Waiting for West Ham to take this free kick. Referee not even paying attention. Headed away by Van Dijk. Close to approaching half time now. Let's see how much added time there is. Verst, nice touch there to McAllister. Good play from McAllister, showing his strength there. This is what I want to see from McAllister. More of that. Not that though. When he drops to the ground and gives the ball away. I spoke too soon. On Bissaka. 1 minute of stoppage time. Paquetá. Lovely pass from Paquetá. Diouf. Oh, there's a nutmeg on someone's line. Joe Gomez makes the block. Ball kick taken for West Ham. And that is the whistle for half time. West Ham nil, Liverpool nil. A much better performance from the Reds. Not a lot of chances created, but Isak has had a couple of shots. He had a shot where he unfortunately ballooned it all the way to Stockholm, according to Ozan, and he had another chance where he chested the ball and hit a first time volley, saved by Areola. For me, should have hit the shot a bit more towards the ground. And then there was a great chance just before halftime. Van Dijk hitting a long ball towards Gakpo, laying it off to Verts. What's driving inside the box, hitting a shot, unfortunately not with real power, and it was saved by Areola. So the signs are there in terms of West Ham. They haven't really troubled us today, so that's a positive. And we've been defensively sound. I feel like we've got a better balance in the team with Joe Gomez on that right hand side. So Bozlai has done well. He hasn't really stuck to the byline, but to be fair, you don't need to in this team. You've got Verts, Gakpo, and Szoboszlai, interchanging during the game, being a bit unpredictable in terms of from a positional point of view. And you got Isak working hard, trying to use his physical presence, up against the West Ham defender. So hopefully, we see more of that, and hopefully, he hits the ground running today. I have a feeling that he might get a goal today. That's what I want, or that's what I'm hoping for. I'm seeing better effort from him today. So hopefully, we see a better performance in the second half, but also we see some goals as well. So in the meantime, we'll take a short break. And then once I return, we will watch the second half together. And then feel free to get involved and send your comments in the live chat. So I'll be back with you guys very, very soon. See you guys in a bit. So, guys, welcome back to the second half of West Ham versus Liverpool. The game is underway. As it stands, I believe there is no changes made for Liverpool. So it's the same team that started the first half. And let's hope they can continue their good form or good performance so far, I should say, into the second half. And let's hope we can actually break the deadlock as well. Gakpo, lovely pass to Isak on that left side. Oh, Gakpo's good turn from McAllister. Lovely turn from McAllister. Great bit of play from McAllister. Gakpo not on the same wavelength there. Great play from McAllister. Nice nutmeg, turn of pace, driving the ball. Good layoff, but Gakpo wasn't in tune with the Argentine midfielder there. Couple comments there from Ozem before we went off. He said, "Hey, we didn't concede in the first half. That's a win in my book." Yeah, it's a positive. I won't call it a win, but it's definitely a huge positive. We normally concede in the first 10 minutes. So in my head, I was thinking, oh, that's a slight success. But yes, let's hope we can actually have real success today and get a win under our belts. Nick with the comments said, "Big up, just came to say hi. Big up, Nick. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate your comment there." Canati on the ball right now. Where's Joe Gomez? I have not seen him in my screen for the past minute. Oh, he's on the byline there. Nice pass to Joe Gomez, who's on the ball now. Verts. Nice touch there from Szoboszlai. Ground Burke. It's just his passing range just hasn't clicked today. Good idea, but just not the right execution there, fortunately. Canate long ball up towards Kirkes. Verts to Kirkes. Good pass from Kirkes to Gakpo. Gakpo shoot! Hey! Ozan, oh, you know what you're gonna say? He skied that over back to Eindhoven. Honestly, poor shot there from Gakpo. Good link up play there between Kirkes, Verts, and Gakpo. Ozan saying Gakpo sent that ball all the way back to Eindhoven. I said it. I said it. I knew he was gonna say that. So yeah, cool effort there from Gakpo. Oh, Kirk with the cross there towards the there, but unfortunately didn't get to him. Verts is on the ground. Hopefully, he's not picked up an injury. He's on the ground still. No, I think he should be up now because the referee hasn't blown the whistle. Allison, one of the most convincing of catches there, but at least he still has hold of the ball. But hasn't been great in position today. He really needs to improve. Tries to find Verts on that left hand side, but played it too wide for the German attacker. Good block there from Kirkes. But Liverpool losing those one-on-one battles in the middle of the park there. Joe Bowen. Good idea from Paquetá, but no one is on his wavelength at West Ham. Oh, so was like should have laid it off to McAllister there rather than Gravenberch. West Ham on the attack through Bowen. Skips past Kirkes, but when that makes a crucial block. Headed away by Koligakpo. But West Ham still have the ball. And a throw in Liverpool's defensive half. West Ham on the ball. We've just approached that 55-minute mark. Might we start? Maybe should start thinking about making some substitutions. Kirkes getting a pat on the back from Van Dijk for making that block on Jared Bowen. Looking at our team right now, I would actually take off Gravenberch. I've not been impressed with Gravenberch. I think he's been, you know, not in sync with the team. His passing's been a bit awful and has lost control of the ball quite a number of times. I would actually take off Gravenberch and bring on Jones. So you have Jones and McAllister. McAllister's actually improved as the game has gone on, to be fair. And I would also bring on Chiesa for Gakpo. I think we need a bit more directness, but also a bit more intelligence in our movement in the final third. So Chiesa and Jones are the ones that I would look at to make, what should I say, introduce in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And then as the game goes on, bring on Ekitike for Isak. And then maybe Salah at some point for flowing verts as well. So, but I don't think it's necessary to actually play Salah today. I feel like we're doing all right. And the reason why I'm saying Salah doesn't need to play today because I feel like we look quite well balanced on that right hand side. Paquetá, oh, what a shot from Paquetá. I thought I was gonna hit the back of it. I'm not gonna lie. Audacious effort there from the Brazilian. What a shot. Unlucky with that effort there. Such a shame in terms of how his career's panned out because of I think he had some accusations of, gambling. And, I think around that time he's actually very close to signing for Man City. Oh, no. But to Isak. Oh, Mavropanos does really well to hook the ball away from danger. Great ball from Joe Gomez. And great vision there from Verts. Perfect way pass again from Verts. Verts is on form today. He's really showcased his ability. Just haven't got that final touch of that killer instinct in front of goal. That's why I feel like we need to bring on Ekitike at some point of the game. Joe Gomez on the left hand side, going to try and utilize his long ball ability from a throw in. There you go. So inverts to Gakpo to Isak. Oh, that's what we needed. I said it to you guys earlier on today. I had a feeling that Isak was going to score, and he's done exactly that. What a simple finish that was. Instinctive from the Swedish striker. Let's have a look. No, he's miles on side. Isak, lovely finish there. Instinctive finish there from the striker. Look at that. Oh, near post, but goalkeeper. Nah, no chance. No chance. That will do him a world of good. It really will. I had a gut feeling. I've been saying it a few times during the show. I had a feeling he's going to get on the score sheet today, and he's done it. I was saying, let's go. Finally, Ozzy. Now hang on to this lead for dear life. Yeah, hey. Hey. I'd like us to go again. Make it number two. Isak will be in the mood now. Salah warming up right now. The first substitution I would make is Jones for Gravenberch. That's what I would do personally. Konate, come on, got to be quick with the ball there. McAllister, lovely pass to Kirkes. First time cross. Blocked by Van Bissaka. Corner kick to the Reds. Go to Gakpo with the corner kick. Punched away by Areola. Look at that. Throwing backs. Working hard for the team. Oh, poor passing from McAllister. Well done, Gakpo. Referee has given a free kick to West Ham. Go Bowen. Couple comments here from Ozan says, "Yo, when Joe is fit, man is serviceable, man. He just needs to stay fit to be completely reliable." I agree. You know, I'd say a few years ago, whenever Joe Gomez was a right back option, I would always feel a bit nervous, only because I remember he played right back. I can't remember who he was against like years ago. Unfortunately, he picked up a bad injury there, and I feel like that role playing fullback is quite a rigorous one. For a player that's had a few fair share of his injuries over the years. It's not the right role for him. But having said that, the last 2 3 years, in more recent times, whenever he's coming to rotate or play ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold when we had him in the team. He's always performed at a great level. And one thing that probably goes under the radar is his passing rate. He's actually a decent passer of the ball, has a great cross on him as well. So seeing him play today, he's added balance to our right hand side. We look defensively assured, but at the same time, from an attacking point of view, he's definitely whipped in some great crosses and has definitely caused their fullback and Diouf to really defend today. He's normally a flamboyant fullback. He hasn't been heavily involved today due to Joe Gomez's positive performance today and his moment in the game. So I agree. And I always feel like with Joe Gomez, his qualities, it shouldn't be questioned, in my opinion. It's never questioned from my point of view, for sure. But I feel like it's just, he's just been unfortunate with injuries and isn't able to stay fit for long durations. If he can somehow do that, then we've got a great player in the team, a player of great experience and he knows what the league is about. He knows what it takes to be successful at Liverpool. Remember, he was part of the centre back pairing with Van Dijk when we won the league, so he knows what it takes. So yeah, hopefully he can stay fit because he is a very important member of the squad when available. So yeah, hopefully he makes more performances as the season goes on, and also gets onto the score sheet. I'm rooting for him. I want him to score his professional goal in a Liverpool shirt. So yeah, hopefully that happens one day, I would say. There's a substitution being made. Hugo Ekitike is coming on, and he is replacing Isak. So Isak might not be pleased about that. Yeah, he doesn't seem too heavily pleased at all. But it's an instinctive finish. A lovely goal there from the Swedish striker. Gets off the mark there. And Hugo Ekitike comes on to replace him. Guillaume has also come on for West Ham to replace Mangasa. Like for like substitution for Liverpool. Ekitike leading the line for the Reds. I feel like he's going to score today as well. Another prediction from my part. Paquetá trying to find Bowen. Overplays it there. So do you want the ball for West Ham? West Ham trying to build up some play from their own half. Fernandez looked really good today for West Ham, to be fair. Good signing from West Ham. Um, from Southampton to West Ham, of course. Still 20 minutes to play. West Ham 0, Liverpool 1. These are the moments where we've been quite fragile, and that is set pieces. Can we defend? Yes, we can. Flowing works. Clears it away, but only as far as Diouf on that left hand side. Joe Bowen miscues that pass and touch there, but still has the ball. Low cross. Saved by Van Dijk to Gakpo. Throw into Liverpool. That's a foul, ref. That's a blatant push from Paquetá on Verts. But like, Verts. Joe Gomez on the ball. Joe Gomez. Verts applying the pressure on Todibo. Ooh, almost nicked it away from him. Good play from Verts. Not giving any time and space there. And a throw into the Reds. Liverpool making another substitution, and it is Curtis Jones. I would assume it would be for Gravenberch. Gravenberch to Joe Gomez. Szoboszlai. Canate, nice ball. Foul on Gravenberch. Fernandez. Yeah, didn't get the touch on the ball. Attacked him from behind, so yeah. Throwing Verts. Replacing. Being replaced by Curtis Jones. Understandably taken off because he just returned from injury. But he's done a great job, in my opinion. Jones, nice touch there. Lovely pass from going back to Jones. Jones to Ekitike. Back to Ekitike. Great play between the two. Oh, so unlucky there from Ekitike. Lovely play between Ekitike and Jones. Oh, that's so close. Let's have a look from this angle. Do you know if that was on target, it would have gone in because he had that power ahead of Ariola's movement in terms of falling to ground. Hold on, says Verts deserves and assist Ozzy. He's played well today. Yeah, he's played well. Of course, he's the one that won't get the plaudits, but of course, he was the one that passed to Gakpo for that cutback pass to Isak. But yeah, your rival neutral fan will not talk about it. But yeah, from a Liverpool point of view, very pleased with Verts. Very positive performance from him today. Oh, Gravenberg's passing has been awful today. Even like from 3 yards out, he can't pass it straight to a player's feet. Too much pace or just not accurate enough. He's been below par. I've not been impressed with him today, to be honest with you. Gravenberg finds Ekatike. West Ham trying to step it up a little bit. They need to find a goal from somewhere, but that could also play to our hands as well. Maybe leaving a lot of spaces open. But let's see. Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. Oh, almost offside there, but it still presents that they are capable of attacking our goal. Coming here from Ozan saying, "Bloody hell, so was like playing centre back as well. Give this man a new contract." He's literally covering our entire pitch. Yeah, that's the boss in a nutshell. He's going to cover ground and he's going to fill in the gaps when required during the game. And yeah, that's why he's a very, very important player for us. A player that I feel like, he needs to be in the starting lineup. Wan-Bissaka tried to hit the cross, but blocked by Kirkes. Kirkes nice to Ekitike, Ekitike. Jones a bit too relaxed there, but he still got the ball. To Bosley. Oh, Jones tried to through ball, but couldn't find Gakpo. But manages to get the ball. Game passes to McAllister. McAllister to Groundwork. So what's down the ball now? Lays off to XTK. XTK, go on, go, shoot. Do fall into ground way too easily there. He knew what he was doing. I think it might be worth bringing on Chiesa. To if we brought on Chiesa a long time ago, but I think Miles will bring him on now. Gakpo's gone a bit off. He's not really been involved in the game so far, or in the second half, I should say. So I feel like maybe have a different approach on that left hand side. So I was like, hey, 5 by 4 clumsy tackle there from the German striker. What's going on? Come on, he can't be not. Packed in his face. Should book him for that. Yeah, you gotta book him for that. Give him a yellow card, ref. What's wrong with you? He's got a red card. This guy's an idiot. Yeah, Jones and Allison trying to calm him down. He's just rattled. He's just completely lost it, hasn't he? And he just come back from suspension as well. Another match. I feel like he tried to get himself a 3 match suspension so he can spend some family time in Christmas, but it's only 1 match, so we'll be back. We'll be back next weekend because we've got midweek fixtures as well, haven't we? What happened? I don't even know why he's so rattled. I need to see this because it's just crazy. Oh, I'm saying LMAO Hakata, Alien Ozzie. Yeah, why not? I'll take that. Yeah, he's lost it, to be fair. He's lost the plot. So what happened? Let's see. Full crook fouled there. Oh, I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was Full Crook that made the tackle, but it was Paquetá. So he got 2 yellows in like a minute. Flipping. Oh, yeah, he's lost the plot. I was gonna say it's not after bad Paquetá dinner after the game tonight. Perhaps he definitely has to. There's some nice restaurants um, outside the stadium because it's next to Westfield. So yeah, might have to treat him after the match. Like a TK on the ground. Yeah, it's a clash of knees there. That's always a sore one. West Ham are bringing on Suchek, which is a slight worry because obviously he's renowned to be, very physical in the box and can score goals as well. Whether it's a header or a shot outside the box, he's capable of doing that. On Bissaka. Oh, when did Robertson come on? I had no idea. Robertson's on, I think he's replaced Kirkes, hasn't he? Did not even see him come onto the pitch. Canate. Oh, Jarrett Bowen. Huge opportunity there. Smashed the ball with real power. And that was a big chance for West Ham. But fortunately, he manages to miss the target there high and wide, unfortunately. That's probably West Ham's best chance of the whole game. I was having the conversation. Yo, Ozzie, Twitter is saying that Pacta had placed a huge bet on himself and said, "Oh, I'm dead." Nah, that's that's dark. But I heard it because obviously that was the reason why he had a few personal issues last year. But that's dark. Got a few minutes left until the 90th minute. I'm sure there'll be at least 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time as well. So Liverpool need to hold on here. If we can go for a second, great. But we got to be defensively sound going forward as well. 3K from West Ham. I know the most convincing of clearance there from Liverpool, Canate, and Allison obstructing each other there, but managed to clear the ball away from danger, and that's what counts, to be fair. Look at Jones pressing from the front. That's what you want to see from your Liverpool players, showing a lot of heart and desire there. 5 minutes of stoppage time, as expected, to be fair. But remember, they are down to 10 men, so we got to hold up shape. And if we can hit them on a counter, go for it. But otherwise, let's be defensively compact. Let's not, you know, do anything outlandish in our play and keep it neat and tidy, keep it simple. Two slide tackles still can't make that block. Van Dijk makes that clearance, throw in. How do we let him get through that? I think it was Kanate. I can't remember who the second player was, sliding but not actually making any block there whatsoever. Alisson long ball up top. McAllister with a header. Robbo, great turn of pace there from Robbo to Gakpo. TK to Gakpo. Gakpo, not the best of passes there. So Bosley gets ahead of Areola there. Joe Gomez, shoot! Gakpo, shoot! Come on! That was all from Joe Gomez there. That cross. Come on. Finally, Ozan says. I predicted a 2-0, guys. I did. All right, shamelessly, I said it was going to go to West Ham, but 2-0 is 2-0. Joe Gomez. Nah, he's on side. Poor defending there from Mavropanos from a West Ham point of view, but we don't support West Ham on this channel. Great finish there from Gakpo. I don't think he's been great today, but in that moment, chested it well and hit the shot on the turn, straight at the goal. Doesn't matter how you score them. All that counts is the scoreline. And it's 2-0 to the Reds. Come on. Ozzie said, Ozzie, you've won a game of football. Miracles do happen, my friend. Miracles do happen. And we're witnessing one right now. It's a goal. He wasn't offside, so I'm not even sure what they were debating about. Crack on. Come on. Fernandez running with purpose right now, but McAllister makes that block alongside Konate. Robbo. Gakpo gets past Wan-Bissaka. Hungry for another goal. Like a TK. Not rushing, which is fine. We don't need to go all crazy right now. We've got a 2-0 lead. Keep the ball. Keep possession of the ball. And just manage the game properly now. Let's not do anything silly. Let's not give away the ball. Take the sting out of the game. Got a minute left. And that should wrap up the points for today. Honest lot. La, 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 la. Yeah, I'm shameless. I'm shameless. I am. Now to pass it back to the goalkeeper. Jones to McAllister. Only a matter of time, guys. Sobo. Yeah, pass it back. Keep it simple, guys. Joe Gomez, literally walking with the ball. Blow the whistle, ref. Put West Ham out of their misery, why not? And there you go. You'll never believe it. Liverpool have won a game of football. Liverpool are, of course, victorious with a 2-0 win against West Ham. Kept a clean sheet, performed really well. Looked like a more balanced side today. Great win from the Reds, and hopefully this is a ton of events for us. We can go on and start winning games on a more consecutive basis now. So, has Armstrong saved himself with the job? Possibly. This could have given him extra time, I guess, in terms of his managerial position. But yeah, of course, we'll have that discussion later on today. We'll do a match reaction show tonight at 11 p.m. UK time, so feel free to get involved. If you'd like to call in and have your say about today's game, feel free to do so. A link will be available in the live chat. Ozan has said, title charge, Ozzy. Why not? Why not? So we can start talking a bit more positively now. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Ozan for your comment. Appreciate your engagement as always. A shout out to Daz, Graham, and Nick. Appreciate you guys as always. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. As I just mentioned, we'll be back later on this evening, 11 p.m. For the match reaction show. So yeah, make sure to tune in later on today. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to speak with you all very, very soon. Goodbye.